supreme. Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash roll heavy, yeah, American dream. Scales is tipping, yeah. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. With the vision, yeah, blueprint mine. Counting every dollar, turning niggas. The Senator vetoing lanes, legend in the making, put respect on my name. Hustle in my veins, got the streets on lock. Wrist stay dripping like a clock, tick tock. I'm trying to balance, but they tripping like a scale. Cashing all these checks while I'm getting all this mail. Say racks in the safe, yeah, racks in the safe. State of all stay full, state of all stay full. Pockets overweight, we don't play by the rules. Set pockets overweight, we don't play by the rules. See the feds wanna audit, but the books stay clean. I'm a ghost in the trap, I'm the one you ain't seen. Whip it so fast and I leave you in the dust. Gold in my chain and you know I got a tux. Trapping all day, you know the grind don't stop. Making all these plays, gotta make it to the top. Diamonds in my grill, yeah, gleam, no flaws. Justice in my hustle, yeah, above the law. Money talks loud, I don't hear no hate. Balance of the game, yeah, serve your own plate. Enemies plotting, I'm 10 steps ahead. Counting all this money while laying in the bed. Hold up, wait up, odds, yeah, let the scales decide. This profit over pride, gotta keep this wave alive. Risk it for the gain, that's the only side. Checks is in my favor, see this power, never divide. Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dream. Scales is tipping, yeah, running up the scene.
Greetings.
Hand, yeah, hustling supreme. Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dream. Scales is tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. Yeah, shadows in the track, where the grim reaper creep. Blood on the left, yeah, secret very deep. Cold still flash, yeah, hear them scream. Nightmares fuel, yeah, running up a scheme. No soul to sell, got a debt unpaid. Graveyard shit, kick it to the grave. Scales dripping red, balance in the sin. Checks cashing out for them dead presidents. Chains on my wrist like the devil's got a grip. Ink on the deal, watch a candle just drip. Smoke in the air, mask in the stench. Traps in the dungeon, then you know I got a hit. Voices in the hall, yeah, counting every loss. Scales on the tip, yeah, carrying the cross. Hollow out the game, lead them boys to run. Checks coming in, boy, I can't be bought. Show the floor, you know I gotta check the cash. At the door, you know I gotta hide the cash. Cane in the palm, yeah, I gotta cut it off. Never seen stay above the law. Make the White House black, count the money in the dark. Whipping this work, leaves stains, no spark. Checks hit the trap, but the block stay grim. Scales tipping heavy, got justice again. Yeah, you know what it's about. It's about holding on to all this power. And as you can see, I got a lot of it. And I'm not sharing any of it. Cause guess what? It's me, Big Zeus, doing what I want to do. Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, get American dreams. Yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. Checks and balances, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy.
Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand.
Good morning, Rick. All right, let's get this show started, and let's see if this live stays up before you know what they do. There's a bunch of haters out there. We haven't done it yet, but let's brace for impact, all right? You know what we're about to do, ladies and gentlemen. W. Zena Smith. Hey! Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Maddie! Trader! Let's go, let's go! You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage and tanks full of gas. I play the game so wrong. Hey, let's go. It's radical time. I guess we going viral because my Zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Hey. Woo. Hey, Maverick, I see you out there, Maverick. Y'all want to hear what Maverick sound like? Here she go. This is Maverick right here. Listen up. Maverick, this is you? Morning Star. All right, Maverick, listen up. This is you. Here's Maverick right here.
I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
Good drug
This shit was
Keep it clean,
radical.
Maverick.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Oh, cut it out, Maverick. Oh, you hurt me, Maverick. Oh, wow. All right. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we're back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host and I'm your pilot. So far, so good. Nobody has done the unimaginable and said anything about the live. You know, they normally flag me around this time for, what do they go at, fake engagement and misinformation. So We'll see how this goes. There's a chance I might have to restart. I know how this goes because I got a lot of haters out there, all right? But we'll proceed anyway. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, even to my own detriment. You know, I would rather be honest and live my truth than just be simply flying high on this algorithm and living a bunch of lies. No, I got other things to do in my real life, right? But that's the first H. The second H is because I'm humble. You know, when you're an honest person, sometimes you got to acknowledge that you might get it wrong, right? Because human beings aren't perfect, right? And so with that being said, I lean into that imperfection and understand that it's okay to be humble. It's not a sign of weakness; it's a sign of strength. So that's the second H. And then with all of that becomes the last H. And they go, well, what is the last H? The last H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, you guessed it, the most handsome. Thank you. W Terra in the chat, yeah. Now, many of you understand what I do over here on this platform, and I don't just do it here. I do another account right there. You see that account that says Mr. Crossing, or there's another one called Dark Zeus. If you don't see me on this account, most likely it means I'm probably doing the show on another account, my backup account, because I got a lot of folks out here who want to silence me. They want to silence my free speech, W. Rick. And I honestly don't get it, because I'm probably the least divisive person on TikTok. I mean, you know where I plant my flag, you know where I stand, but I don't mind really having conversations with people, because I do understand that that's how you unlock life's greatest mysteries, Ari, and that includes the truth. W. Zeus. Yeah. And so with that being said, I just like to give anyone an opportunity. It's like a warning, right? Because, I got a warning on my account yesterday. I can't believe they said this. You got to promote more positivity on your platform, Zeus. Okay, great. I'll do that. And that means I'll give a lot of people ample heads up. Do I have any Trump supporters out here? Anybody out there still supporting Donald Trump, even though he's destroying this great country of ours? Anybody out there still supporting that knucklehead? This one back here. This one right here. Anyone out there still supporting him? And what I want to make sure you understand is this. I know what real support looks like on this platform. And I've already exposed it. It started yesterday. But I would encourage each and every single one of you to continue to expose these fake Trump supporters out here. You know who they are. The ones that profess they love daddy, but they ain't sending daddy that money. Yeah. I love Donald Trump. I love him. I do anything for him. How much you send him? How much you send your daddy? Oh, I haven't sent him anything. You better get out of my face, Zeus. It's hard out here. Okay, then you don't love your daddy. You just out here making money off of him. And if I were Trump, that's where I would really be concentrating my efforts, all right? Because these people don't really love him. They're just using him, and he's using them. All right, so listen up. If you're a Trump supporter, you might want to leave this live right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you in here, all right? Because we don't do the whole misinformation and disinformation and the conspiracy theories and the whole why this, why that, A3 thing. No, we get to the bottom of what's happening, and then we let people who really want to get out of the cult, we help them get free. So if you don't want to experience that, do us all a huge favor. Leave right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable. I promise you it will, but get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want.
So
Don't
true.
come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome have officially closed. And we'll let the games begin. W. Zeus. Good morning and hello. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to make sure we at least address what I know is happening right now. Donald Trump, 79 years old. He's in the UK, all right, doing God knows what, embarrassing this great country of ours. All right. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. We hit a halfway mark. W, little hawk. Thank you, bro. Thank you, all of you, honestly. And there's reports coming out saying that his swollen ankles have made an appearance as he descended from Air Force One. after a trip across the pond. Yeah, he arrived in the UK yesterday with his first lady, his wife Melania, and his cankles in tow. You know, they call them kanks. You know, I listened to that show. I've had it, right? I've had it podcast. They call them kanks, and this is his second visit since 2019. After he cautiously walked down the stairs. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Do we have a picture of these cankles? Do we have a picture of these ankles? And this is the first round of the Lake of Fire, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have it? Oh, kanks. W to all of you. After he cautiously walked down the stairs, holding on to Melania with one hand for dear life and the railing with the other, Trump was welcomed by U.S. Ambassador to the UK Warren Stevens, British Force Secretary Yvette Cooper, and Viscount Henry Hood, who represent King Charles. All right, so if you don't notice it, ladies and gentlemen, this goes to what I've been saying. We have a president in the White House. We have somebody who's just utterly incompetent. And then these ankles, ladies and gentlemen, these ankles, you just have to say, is this American or is this somebody that really needs to take a time out and just go on and retire and just leave politics alone? And I think he should leave politics alone because this is truly, truly an embarrassment and a disgrace to this country. W. Zoo.
President Trump arriving in the United Kingdom on Air Force One, and he had a brief welcome on the tarmac before heading on to Marine One and going to the US Ambassador's residence in London, where he'll stay overnight. So a huge image of President Trump with Jeffrey Epstein appeared via projector on Windsor Castle earlier. The projector was up there, coming out of the hotel room opposite. We saw another big image of President Trump being unfurled.
Hold on. Did I see that, ladies and gentlemen? I'm thinking about it, and I said, let me make sure I got that correct, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if Big Zeus has that correct. Did they say that? Hold on. Well, I don't have it. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll say this. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? I thought I had it on this device, but I don't have it on this device. What I wanted to show, honestly, was they broadcasted Jeffrey Epstein on the towers out there, and they laid it on the grass. And it's just more signs that Donald J. Trump, ladies and gentlemen, is truly a disgrace to this country, and he is a disgrace to this nation. And we're not going to let the Epstein files go. And so what we'll do is we'll warm up the Lake of Fire, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to the President of the United States. Hey, don't get mad at me because I do the Lake of Fire thing. Isn't there a such thing as free speech? Wasn't MAGA saying, oh, it's the left and it's the cancel culture? So MAGA, you made it. You made these rules. Don't cancel Zeus. Cancel yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Let's send them where they belong, straight to hell. The UK, they don't even want Donald Trump. I said, wow, y'all really took all that ink and y'all made a poster of Donald Trump standing next to his best friend, Jeffrey Epstein, who we all know he said was a terrific guy. I'm not going to let go of the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, MAGA, and I want you to understand why, because I firmly believe that until we get rid of this is the evil curse brought upon us. And this curse, if you ask me, it's brought upon us because MAGA is nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. These folks don't really worship the Lord. These folks don't really believe in being good people. I don't know what happened. If you ask the average Trump supporter, hey, what happened in the United States? What happened to just make your heart turn black and wax cold? You know what they'll say? Obama. They and I go, whoa. What exactly did Barack, and you know they like to throw the H in there, the Hussein part. What exactly did Barack Hussein Obama do? They can't give you a solid answer. And they'll make up something. Oh, he divided his country. So tell us where Obama hurt you. Tell us how he did. He was smart. He was an articulate black man. Some black folks blagger. He wasn't really black. Okay, y'all stay in the back, all right? Because see, I understand right now, y'all don't even understand. Y'all being used as agents to uphold white supremacy. A lot of you blagger folks, do y'all even understand blagger, especially blagger, with all the stuff out here right now? I ask myself, how do these people literally wake up every morning and get down on their knees, ignore the Bible, ignore Jesus, and worship Donald Trump. I mean, they put their face in Donald Trump's dirty diaper. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and do a round of the lake of fire. It's Blagga. Because when I see Blagga, all I think is, this is a black person, Blagga. And they put their face in Donald Trump's dirty diaper. Y'all are some of the sickest, most twisted folks I've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send Blagga this morning. I didn't want to do it because I love my brothers and sisters, but I am not my brother's keeper. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send them straight to hell. Yeah, you want? No, and that is black. Yeah, and what I just engaged in, some would argue you could consider that black on black crime. And you know what? It is that, because when I saw the list of places Donald Trump wants to send the National Guard, you know where they want to send the National Guard? They want to actually send the National Guard out here to Big Zeus territory out here in Oakland. Yeah. So they called the cops on me. Blagga called the cops on Big Zeus. Yeah, they did. But they really should be calling the cops on the sitting president of the United States, because when you look at what's going on in this great country of ours, ladies and gentlemen, you just can't help but wonder, do these folks really not understand that Donald Trump is he's doing a number on them, and they don't even realize it? And so what I'll do, ladies and gentlemen, is I want to make sure Blagga understands why I do shows like this. All right. And it's because I don't lose sight of what's honestly happening right now. Right now, we are living in a country that's clearly in decline. The economy is not doing that well. The average Trump supporter, they can't afford their health care, and they can't afford to buy groceries. You know, there's a joke going around, right? It's like it being in a relationship. You got somebody addicted to gambling, and they go, "Oh, look at that. What are we going to do?" And they, look at that. We don't have any money. You're using all your money. You're gambling on things like Donald Trump. You're hoping he's going to make the economy better. You're trusting in Trump. And then the husband looks at his wife. What are we going to do? And he says, "You're not going to be able to eat that much." All right. And that's a W, Zeus. So these husbands are out here giving their money to Donald Trump, forcing their wives and their children to starve. And I said, this is not good. So I want to remind MAGA what's really going on, all right? And this is some news about the economy, all right? Because this is the thing Donald Trump promised us all he would truly deliver on, all right?
Consumer sentiment in the U.S. is sliding to near historic lows as Americans grow increasingly frustrated with the economy.
Why?
But don't tell that to stock traders. The S&P 500 has hit 4 record highs this month. So why is Wall Street so upbeat when many Americans feel like the economy is lousy?
Yeah.
Let's get some
Lousy
answers
like
and break down the numbers with CNN senior reporter Matt Egan and CNN chief data analyst Harry Enton. All right, Matt, to you first. What's going on here?
Yeah, Brianna, look, the mood on Wall Street has been unbelievably positive and optimistic. The stock market has taken off basically like a rocket ship ever since the president paused those Liberation Day tariffs. The S&P 500 has added almost $14 trillion in value just since those April 8th lows. It's been a stunning increase in value in a short amount of time. And the NASDAQ is on track for its 6th consecutive record high today.
Y'all like that?
Yeah, that's because investors are really fired up about the Federal Reserve. Interest rate cuts, they tend to boost stock prices. They make stocks look more attractive than bonds.
This doesn't apply to you, MAGA, because y'all not rich like this.
But the mood on Main Street is anything but euphoric. We learned on Friday that consumer sentiment fell again this month. I like to look at independents because we know there is some partisan divide in those numbers. And independents at this point of President Trump's first term, they were feeling really good. But consumer sentiment is almost half of where it was at that point. And
so that's the part I want MAGA to understand. You're not feeling confident out there, even though these billionaires that you all continue to get out here and simp for, because they believe in things like trickle-down economics. It's not working. Obviously, because you don't feel like you can go out there and really buy as much as you used to. And this is why I say you're going to end up regretting all the hatred and all the stuff you said about the Democrats. For the past 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, the radical right has been spewing nothing but hatred towards the Democrats. And all we've been trying to do is help these folks. These people, I tell you, They are the worst of the worst and truly the scum of the earth. And this is why they're suffering right now. But it gets worse.
What's been incredible is that investors have been totally unfazed by signs of trouble in the real economy. Sure, hiring has slowed to almost a halt, and unemployment has started to tick up, and inflation is at a 7-month high.
Weakest job growth since 2020. Unemployment rates and jobless claims rising through the roof. Highest inflation in 7 months. MAGA, you did this. You own this. All you've been doing is hating on Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, hating on Barack Obama, hating on Joe Biden, instead of keeping your eyes on the prize. Can y'all do something else besides continue to get out here and try to act like it's the left that's been radicalized? No, it's you. And I'm exposing it. That's a W, Zeus. Zeus, I thought you changed. This is what they said. I thought you changed, Zeus. You were so sincere. And I'm a sincere person, but every time, and I got a video of it, Scott Jennings, he keeps bringing up, oh, it's the left that's been abusing Donald Trump and calling him these names, calling him a fascist and things. And I said, have you listened to Donald Trump lately, W. Rick? Have you listened to what Donald Trump? I'm out here trying to defend myself. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, wow, this guy didn't put a target on my back. I had nothing to do. I don't watch Charlie Kirk like that. That's y'all's But now I'm out here fighting a battle, and I defend myself, and now I'm radicalized. Knock it off, MAGA. That's a W, Zeus, too. It's MAGA who has been crying ever since Obama said, and it was so beautiful. He said, hope. Ever since Obama just wore in that tan suit and said hope, I mean, MAGA has truly lost it. And I just say, when did we get to this place, ladies and gentlemen? But it gets worse.
But investors, they're focused more on better than expected corporate profitability. They are loving the AI boom that has boosted NVIDIA and Oracle and so many other companies. And yes, they're focused on the Federal Reserve. Investors are increasingly confident the Fed is going to cut not just this week, but in a series of cuts in the coming months. Of course, the Fed is not cutting interest rates because inflation has been defeated, right? It hasn't. The Fed is cutting interest rates because they're trying to shore up the job market. And veteran market strategist Art Hogan, he told me that celebrating the Fed coming to the rescue is kind of like celebrating an ambulance arriving to your house early.
Celebrating the Feds coming to your rescue is like celebrating the ambulance coming to your house early. Now that's prophetic. That's deep. That's deep. I got to think about that.
You think about why you needed an ambulance in the first place. So, Brianna, that's where we are right now. A lot of focus on when the Fed is going to cut and by how much. A lot less focus on why.
All right, Harry, tell us more about what Americans are feeling about the economy.
Here goes Tiny Tank Top.
Is important because it sure isn't what investors think is important.
No, and that talk of ambulance just reminded me a few minutes ago. I got a call. Apparently my LDL is up through the roof, so I might need that ambulance. Anyway, what are we talking about here? U.S. economy is getting worse. This trend line is no bueno. In November of 2024, when Donald Trump was reelected, it was 42%. Look at where we are now, up to 56%. The clear majority of Americans believe that the economy is getting worse. Less than a third think that the economy is getting better. This is a very, very troubling trend line. And of course, as Matt was talking about...
You hear that, MAGA? Your dear leader is making the economy worse. So please tell us all, how the hell are you winning? When you get up here and you lie like that, we're winning. And I'm going, that's not what everybody else is saying. Where are you getting that from? You're getting it from your imagination or you're getting it from Donald Trump. It's not true. And this is why I say God's judgment is truly upon this nation, especially MAGA, because you know better. You know you should not lie. Isn't that a commandment? Thou shalt not lie.
What are the top concerns for Americans at this particular point? The top issue for you right now, hello, what's number one on your list? It's inflation. It's 34%.
Wow.
The economy, 16%.
Yeah.
You add the two of those together, that is a majority, 50% of the American public who say either inflation or the economy is the top issue for them right now. Nowhere on here do I see the stock market, because obviously the stock market's doing pretty gosh darn well at this point.
Inflation, economy, Medicare, Social Security. These are all things, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is not delivering on as promised. And I didn't even get into the whole thing with Ukraine, his foreign policy business, right? Because we know where that's going down the toilet. We didn't even get into some of the things he's doing, like unaliving innocent people that he sees on boats coming into this country. He says they're coming into the country. That could be considered war crimes. So MAGA, once again, I'm going to do this. I'm going to warm up the lake of fire. And this is for every single one of you Trump supporters who continue to get out here. Yeah, and you want to pretend like you know, or you want to pretend like we are going to believe you when you are out here lying and spreading misinformation about how great things are in this country when you know good and doggone well they're not great. All right, do us a huge favor and go straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W's is. Now, you know what I got to address. What I have to address. We have to go back, and I don't want to end up talking about the Charlie Kirk thing because my show isn't about Charlie Kirk. My show is primarily about Donald Trump and MAGA and how they're ruining this country. But I think I'm going to do this part, and then I'm going to be done with the Charlie Kirk thing and leave this to his family and them to process. All right, and because I think the issues going on in this country and around the world require my immediate attention. All right, now how many of us watched the prosecution yesterday give their press conference about the suspect? Did anyone watch that? Did anybody watch that yesterday? Yeah. So I'm gonna have to hit play on this because let me be honest with you. I got some questions. I honestly have a lot of questions. And so what we're going to do is, I think, because, we're like family and these things need to be discussed. And we're going to go through this and then I'm going to go and say what I need to say about this. All right. So let's hit play on what they say happened. All right.
The roommate. Police interviewed Robinson's roommate, a biological male who was involved in a romantic relationship with Robinson. The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting, and he did provide those messages to police. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange, then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson: "I am still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet."
All right. How many of y'all believe this foundation? How many? So, first of all, why go through all that effort to not get caught and then just tell on yourself in the text messages? And what are we bringing in this concept of my love? I was blown away. I said, my love? Bro, you just unalived supposedly someone, but we're talking like... I've never seen or heard anything like this in my life. All right. So yeah. And I do got some real honest questions. I'm just listening to this and just really trying to say, do they think I buy this?
"Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you." Roommate: "You weren't the one who did it, right?" Robinson: I am. I'm sorry." Roommate: "I thought they caught the person." Robinson: "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing."
How did he know that? How the heck? I didn't even know that, and I'm not even the suspect. I'm sitting there going, He's saying this in real time, bro.
I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of the
drop point? What? Drop point? What kind of lingo is that? See, I pick up on clues.
side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Roommate, why?
Lingering.
Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence.
Unseen? And he's confessing to the crime in text message. All right, now, if you're going to do that, just turn yourself in. Why are we going through all of these shenanigans? You're not trying to hide? It's the great...
Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Roommate, how long have you been planning this?
Oh, just tell us.
Robinson, a bit over a week, I believe.
It's almost like the roommate is an investigator questioning him. It just gives me that vibe. I mean, seriously, like, really? You're just going to tell me everything I need to know to go ahead and get you convicted?
Can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it.
I think they already swept that spot, but what? Isn't this like a law enforcement lingo? Isn't this law enforcement lingo that I'm hearing? I mean, I get it. They're saying his family had ties to law enforcement. That's his daddy. All right. But I'm being told this gentleman has been radicalized by the far left, but I'm not hearing any far left lingo. All right. I'm not hearing it. I'm hearing a lot of law enforcement stuff. I could be wrong, but I'm telling you right now, my spider senses, or my Zeus, I should say, my Zeus senses, they're going, what the heck is this?
Robinson again. I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle.
Old man. Grandpa's rifle. Whoa! So we just... Go ahead. Throw them all into this gumbo pot you created for yourself. All right? It doesn't seem to me like it was the far left that gave him these weapons. It looks like it was his old man and grandpa, and we all know grandpa and old man, they're both Republican. MAGA. So where's the left at in this story? I'm listening for him to say, I was listening, who's somebody that's really big and on the left? Who's somebody out there that's big and on the left? I don't know, right? Whoever that person is. I was listening to them, and I decided to take them. You don't hear that.
IDEK if it's had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I
don't know if it had a serial number. Bro, this is yours. It came from your grandpa to your daddy to you. You don't know if it got a serial number? What in the earth? Come on, bro. You got the MacGyver thing going. You're doing all that with it and you haven't looked at that. But you're trying to get away with a crime, please.
About Prince, I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or...
You went to the bush and you changed outfits. Like, seriously, bro, are you trying to get away with this? Are you confessing that you did this? And then they say he's not cooperating with law enforcement. I'm going, well, why would he say all of this, but then not say it all to the... I mean, this is just crazy.
Time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find Prince. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man?
Old man again.
Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how...
What did you leave? What was it? It was a rifle, and I wrapped it in a towel. Look, oh my God. I'm just like, seriously, bro. But this is the person he's supposedly in a relationship and is in love with and is a trans person.
Was engraving bullets. The effing messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke, all right. I'm gonna...
So the messages, he tells you what the messages are. They're memes. So I'm going, wow, Scott Jennings, does that calm you now to understand that he's basically confessing that these messages are just memes, bro? They have nothing to do with his political affiliation at all. But you didn't got so worked up, and he telling you they just memes. I mean, I tell you, these folks they ain't paying attention like they should be. They're just so busy looking for somebody to do something harmful to. That's the problem with these folks. A lot of them are wicked, and God's exposing it.
Have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine, IDK. I think that was a $2K dollar scope. Wink, wink. Robinson again. Delete this exchange.
Delete this exchange. Now, who would tell on themselves like that and then say, now delete this exchange? You know, you're supposed to say, no, delete this message, delete this thread. I mean, but exchange, I'm going, it's just, I can't go
Robinson, there. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He said,
oh, he just said my dad wants photos of it. But earlier he was saying my old man. Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it my dad or is it my old man, champ? You're going back and forth. I don't get it.
Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me, RN, not answering. Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA.
Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm like, whoa. So now I got to look at your daddy. What that got to do with this? Who told you to inject this political narrative into this? Right now this is getting, now you're playing with me.
Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff.
Wow.
Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent.
So that's the one part. That's the one part, ladies and gentlemen. Now I want to also get to this other part. Hold on, real quick, because this is when I start having. You heard her bring up. You heard him bring it up in terms of the his dad being a diehard MAGA, right? Hold on. All right, and we got questions around that. Seriously, we got questions around his dad being diehard MAGA. But I want to get to the statement that his mom made, because see that the statement that they said his mom made, that got me thinking. All right, that really did get me thinking. All right, hold on. Okay, here we go.
Not answering.
Here you go.
Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. The search for Robinson's residence. Police executed a search warrant on Robinson's residence. During that search, police discovered a shell casing with etchings like the etchings found on the shells in the rifle near UVU.
Now,
police also found several target boards with bullet holes in Robinson's home.
Here he goes.
Washington County Sheriff's Office with his parents and a family friend to turn himself in. Robinson's mother stated that the following to police. On September 11th, 2025, the day after the shooting, Robinson's mother saw the photo of the shooter in the news and thought the shooter looked like her son. Robinson's mother called her son and asked him where he was. He said he was at home sick and that he had also been at home homesick on September 10th. Robinson's mother expressed concern to her husband that the suspect shooter looked like Robinson. Robinson's father agreed. Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views. In one conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be holding an event at UVU, which Robinson said was a stupid venue for the event. Robinson accused Kirk of spreading hate. Robinson's father reported that when his wife showed him the surveillance...
Stop it right there. This is yeah. So, when did the parents... These are some things that I got going on. When did the parents find out about this relationship with this lover of his? See, this is the thing they're not telling you. Because, see, this to me requires a serious deep dive. Said he's been going to the left. What does that mean? How old was this kid when he started playing with pew-pews? These are questions. Who gave him his first pew-pew? See? Because he could have been dating a donkey. He could have been dating a rabbit. I'm not going to blame the donkey or the rabbit, no offense. But no, I want to assign responsibility to the person that it belongs to, which is obviously him, the suspect in this case, who this story, okay, maybe this really did happen. I don't know. I got questions. All right. But I'm going, no. It's starting to look like perhaps a child is resenting the parents and their hateful rhetoric and their hateful ideology. And then I start to think, how many more families are like this in this country where your parents are MAGA, radicalized? It sounds like he saw his dad as being just overly radicalized, but MAGA. And this is why I try to tell a lot of you Trump supporters, y'all got to knock this stuff off. I mean, who should you be worshiping this much? Seriously. But you did this, so now there's a rift between you and your son, and you forgot, you taught him how to do these things. Right? Why didn't his son ever, because he said he started going to the left lately about a year or so. Well, prior to the point of him starting to go to the left, how come he never registered as a Republican? Right? How come it never, there's no history of him ever being a registered Republican and then saying, you know what, I'm going to go to the independent? Nothing like that. It's just, oh, this came out of nowhere and they're injecting politics. I honestly, if you want me to say it, I don't know why the statements about the politics are even involved in this. I don't. I really don't. I don't think it has really anything to do with it. So when they threw that in there, I'm going, what does that have to do with the fact that he committed a crazy and an evil act? You don't do that. So I want to know what the role of his parents played. Yeah. And then, this is what it says. Since Trump got into office, his dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. I mean, I don't see where there's any actions or anything linking the left to this. If anything, it's a tragedy. It's a love story. I'm gonna call it a love story. That's tragic. Because it seems like he was truly in love with whoever this person was. And the person they're saying is trans. And the trans person is actually cooperating with law enforcement. I actually want to know, if we want to throw the politics in there, what party is this trans person affiliated with, right? Because this is all stuff, if you want to make it political, I think it needs to be looked at. Because to me, I'm going, you're in Utah. you're in Utah doing this. All right. I can only imagine the hell his family put him through, because he just wanted to live his truth. I'm not trying to make him out to be an innocent person or anything, but I just can't help but wonder how many MAGA families are out there like that, where you have your parents promoting this very hateful rhetoric, spouting nonsense about just all these people. If they're not Donald Trump, then they hate him, right? And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle they're on, because look at this. They'll hate on Liz Cheney, right? Is it Liz Cheney? She's a Republican. They'll hate on anybody that just doesn't like Donald Trump and is not afraid to criticize him. Yeah. And so I'm not falling for the okey doke. I don't like it that Pam Bondi was actually going around saying they're willing to go after people, Americans, and target them for hate speech either. I go, okay, so what we have going on is we have a weaponization of a very tragic situation. And my only ask is this, MAGA, please wake up. Get out of this crazy cult y'all have found yourselves in. If you don't see that, if you don't see you're being played like a fiddle, being manipulated, your emotions are being manipulated by, people who genuinely don't care about you, I don't know what else to say to you. But this story, I don't buy it that it's all of a sudden he came from the left. I don't see why all of a sudden the politics had to be thrown into this at all. It just seems like this is a young man, if this story pans out to be true, that was in love and was catching hell from his father. That's what it looks like to me. He was in love with somebody that his father clearly wouldn't accept. Probably he himself had been demonized and targeted, and over the years, this is just what manifested. And I don't know why. I don't promote violence, and I condemn violence, actually. But all this nonsense about it's the right and the left, to me, it doesn't make sense that way. I think this is personal between this young man and his father, at best. Yeah. Built up. Some people are saying built. I could very, very well be wrong, because guess what? I'm not a white man in America. I am a black man in America, believe it or not. Yeah. And, we handle things like this in our family, but not like this. We don't do, from the way I can see it, I grow up, there's things that my parents taught me that I didn't necessarily agree with. But we never had this, there's just too much respect for your mama and your daddy. All right, too much respect, and because your brothers and your sisters and your aunties and your uncles, they'll get on you, all right? And they'll say, yeah, your mama and your daddy, they wrong, but that's your mama and your daddy, all right? You better respect them, and that's what we were taught, W. Zeus. You gotta respect your elders. All right, and they wasn't going out there and teaching us how to do these things that I would argue you don't need to teach children you can do it, but you don't need to teach your children how to play with those things. Seriously, what are you trying to do? What do you think is going to happen? Because most men don't mature and they don't learn how to, process their violence. Men, and I'll say it, men are violent. Men are violent. Am I lying? Men are violent, and it takes a while. It takes a lot of training and a lot of understanding for a lot of us to learn how to control our violence and understand, like, hey, just because, and I gotta say this, just because your feelings get hurt, it doesn't mean the world ends. All right, men, just because you feel rejection, it doesn't mean the world ends. You really need to start leaning into those emotions of yours, the ones that the folks on the right like to tell you, that's not manly. No, you can cry. Yeah. And fathers, don't the Bible say something? Don't provoke your children to wrath. Isn't that in the scripture somewhere? Yeah. And again, you have to guard your mind from what you allow to enter into your mind. That's why I get out here and I actively combat Donald Trump and his narratives, because I'm trying to protect these young, impressionable minds, and I got to give them something to offset what they're hearing when they hear Donald Trump spew these things. Joe Biden said it best. We're all Americans. All right. At the end of the day, we're all Americans, and we should be able to come together and solve some of these problems. But when you see people out here and they're just saying some of the most harmful things, they're lying constantly. Obama this, Obama that, Biden this. He can't go a day without bringing up Joe Biden. He should say, you know what, Joe Biden? And then I would get mad. Thank you for using Merrick Garland All right, because I know you could have had somebody like Adam Schiff that would have totally prosecuted me and had me sentenced in record time. But you gave me Merrick Garland to give me a second chance to get it right and become a better person. He should be saying that, but he's not. He still doesn't understand that he broke the law. And he doesn't want to deal with being accountable for breaking the law. And so instead, he doesn't address it from the position of, I should be counting my lucky stars. I got away with it. God blessed me and gave me a second chance. He's doubling down and actually going full tilt with it. And I say, this is why this country is going down in degradation. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I have no other choice. And again, after this, I kind of don't want to deal with the Charlie Kirk thing because I'm just not the right person to go to for it. All right. It's a sad thing. I condemn violence at all levels, but what I'm not going to do is sit around here and let the folks on the right just keep slapping me around and telling me it's my fault when I had nothing to do with this. Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire. Because as the truth comes out, one thing's for sure, it's not us on the left. All right? The folks on the right, God's talking to you, and he's saying, get it right before you lift up your eyes where? In hell.
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
WZs. Yeah. Now. Yeah, no, I don't like pointing the fingers. I don't like pointing the fingers because I did that for a good chunk of the first part of my life. You know, I'm only 42, but I'd say for the past 30 plus years, I was great at pointing the fingers. But I never felt better than when I learned how important it was to start taking accountability for my own actions. I sleep better at night. Yeah, it was a lot of work though. I lost a lot of great people in my life, but I became a better person. When I learned the importance and the power of being able to take accountability for my behavior, I said, you know what? I'm not as stressed out, and that's why I look so good. That's why I look so good, because I'm not stressed out. I'm not letting stuff that don't bother me. And I've also understood when people are trying to manipulate me into believing that I'm something that I'm not to play into their narratives. And so that's why I say, no, I've listened to Donald Trump, all right? If you don't believe me in what I'm saying, I mean, I think the Midas Touch they did an awesome job playing this. Just listen to some of the things that Donald Trump has been saying. And I'm going to get this on the record, and then I'm going to hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box. But just listen to Donald Trump, and then you tell me, am I wrong for getting on TikTok and telling Donald Trump and his supporters to stop playing in our faces and stop pretending like y'all the victims? Am I wrong?
Kamala Harris does not have the compassion, the intelligence, or the strength the presidency needs. I know what it needs. You meet some people. Among the worst that you're going to meet, though, are in our country. I call it the enemy from within.
We have the enemy outside, which would be the very standard countries. And we have the enemy from within. We have some very sick people from within.
And I always say there's an enemy from within.
Oh.
We have a bigger problem, in my opinion, with the enemy from within. And it drives them crazy when I use that term.
Yeah.
But we have an enemy from within. We have people that are really bad people that I really think want to make this country unsuccessful. You know what they are? They're a party of sound bites. Somebody asked me, can they be brought together? You know, I never thought really, I wasn't thinking like they could, because they're very, very different. And it is the enemy from within, and they're very dangerous. They're Marxists and communists and fascists.
But I protect you against outside enemies. But you know, I always say, we have the outside enemy, so you can say China, you can say Russia, you can say Kim Jong-un, you can say, but that's not it. It's going to be fun. If you have a smart president, no problem. It's the enemy from within, all the scum that we have to deal with that hate our country. That's a bigger enemy than China and Russia.
That's the enemy. I guess that maybe is the enemy from within, as I talked about. We have an enemy from within. They hate to talk about it. I say the enemy from within. And I said, look, we have China, we have Russia, we have Kim Jong-un of North Korea, we have a lot of people out there. But if you have a smart president, I had a great relationship with President Xi until the China virus came in, and that was a bridge too far, but we'll have a very good relationship. And there's reasons for them to want to like us. There's big reasons. But if you have a smart president who want that kind of smart, meaning with people, if you have a smart president, somebody that knows what's happening, you're going to be fine. But, you know, we do have an enemy from within. We have some very bad people. And those people are also very dangerous. They would like to take down our country. They'd like to have our country be a nice communist country or a fascist in any way they can. And we have to be careful of that. But she's surrounded by very smart, very vicious people that have to be, you know, that are very radical left lunatics, okay? But they are smart, in some cases genius. Look what they can do with elections. Look what they do. They're smart. And we have to be very careful. I talk about the enemy from within. They're the enemy from within. We have the enemy on the outside and the enemy from within. And the enemy, let's say you talk China, Russia, North Korea, you talk about different places. If you have a smart president, that's not going to be a problem. But the enemy from within is a very sick group of people, I can tell you, because I had to go through years of Russia, Russia, Russia. We're running against something far bigger than Joe or Kamala, and far more powerful than them, which is a massive, vicious, crooked, radical left machine that runs today's Democrat Party. They're just vessels. In fact, they're perfect vessels because they'll never give them a hard time. They'll do whatever they want. I know many of them. It's just this amorphous group of people. But they're smart and they're vicious. And we have to defeat them. And when I say the enemy from within, the other side goes crazy, becomes a sound. Oh, how can he say? No, they've done very bad things to this country. They are indeed the enemy from within.
And the Democrats see this as an opportunity they believe to exploit. They're the enemy within. They are the enemy within.
I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. The towns, the villages, they're being inundated. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of election day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military.
About Donald Trump and what he said.
Yes.
And Donald Trump said.
And you'd much rather talk about what Donald Trump allegedly said than what Donald Trump did in office. What he did in office, Jake,
what he said publicly.
1.5% inflation.
The military to go after the enemy within, which is the American people.
He did not say that, Jake.
The enemy
he
within?
said that he was going to send the military after the American people. Show me the quote where he said
he said the enemy within.
He said far left lunatics. He's talking about
the
people
Pelosi's
rioting
and Schiff.
Do you believe that people like Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi are more dangerous than Russia and China?
Well, I think what Donald Trump said is that those folks pose a greater threat to United States' peace and security because America is strong enough to stand up to any foreign adversary.
Do you agree with him? They pose a larger threat to the United States than Russia and China?
What he said, and I do agree with this, what he said is that the biggest threat we have in our country, it's not a foreign adversary because we can handle these guys. We can handle foreign conflicts. We can't handle, look, under Nancy Pelosi's long life in public leadership, the United States has gone from the preeminent industrial power of the world to second next to China. That fundamentally belongs on Nancy Pelosi's shoulders.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Midas Touch. Give them a huge round of applause. They put together nearly 6 minutes of Donald Trump's calling his political opponents the enemy within. So, MAGA, when you get out here and you start trying to pretend like it's the left, I will make sure you listen to all 6 minutes of that. Every time you try that with me, I don't buy it, and neither should you. All right, that's another W Zeus. Yeah. You don't think we should just sit there and let him say that about us and not defend ourselves? Please knock it off. All right, seriously. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the monologue. Yeah, and that was painful. I listened to that by myself, and I listened to it, and I almost threw up. I said, well, this is disgusting. And I thought about it, and I said, this is how he's programming these people. So yeah, and I did that, and I played the full thing on purpose because I knew after you play one or two incidents, they're gonna try to explain it, because we got people like DJ out here. They're gonna, oh Zeus, what was the context? No, DJ, that's 6 minutes of him saying it. What more evidence do you need? Seriously, all right. If you are a Trump supporter, please identify yourselves in the conversation, please. All right, and let's go ahead and begin these conversations. And I talk to MAGA because number one, I don't want an echo chamber. All right, and number two, I'm actually showing them the way out of the cult. All right, that's why I'm doing it. All right, yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right, and I'll bring you right on up. All right, yeah, and just tell me why you're still supporting this man. All right, even though you see he's a bad person. All right, I want to know. Let's see. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll bring up my good friend Tinkerbell. Well, I haven't heard from you in a while. Good morning, Tinkerbell. How are you?
Oh, hey, sis.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Yes, long time no see.
There's a lot to cover here, I know, but I just want to say that, like, certain family members of mine are full on MAGA, and of course, when all this crap started happening with Charlie Kirk, they're coming after me like I'm the bad guy. I'm like, what the hell are you even talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I'm at work. I'm not doing nothing wrong. What are you?
So this is in reaction to the thing that happened with Charlie Kirk?
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, now they're even more radicalized, more crazy. I mean, this is so scary. My own family after me, like, what the hell? And then last night, my sister and my aunt, because they're real radicalized by Trump.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we'll pray for you. We know we know you hate Trump so much. We'll pray for you." I'm like, what the hell?
You got to be careful when folks say they're gonna pray for you, because some of these folks, they're not agents of light, they're agents of the dark, and they might be placing a curse on you. So
I know, right?
Yeah, tell them, no, thank you. You keep
I
your
know
prayers.
exactly.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, my sister is so radicalized by religion and Trump, and it's a scary combination.
Mm-hmm. Do they even know that they're radicalized, or do they honestly?
Oh no, they think that they're just like defending our country, and that they're the worst part is they think they're always right. No matter what I say, I'm the bad guy.
Wow.
And you know what else is pretty scary too? Because like my sister in Arizona, her husband recently bought a gun shop, and they're just so radicalized, and they love the pew-pews. And it's like they love pew-pews more than peace, more than trying to figure out stricter gun laws, anything. That's all. They're like obsessed.
Yeah. And
it scares the hell out of me. It scares.
Do they? And so they value their pews and their relationship, or have they met Donald Trump?
I don't know. I mean, they probably.
Yeah, I mean, are they send? Because the thing I like to say is, if you are a supporter of Trump, how much money are you sending your daddy every month?
Yeah, exactly. I would even hate to ask, and if I did ask that, they'd probably just lie about it. No, we don't send them money.
Yeah, they don't want to own it. They don't want to own it. Yeah, well,
and they tell me to stop. Just stop talking about Trump. Stop watching the news. Well, it's like, no, I'm not going to stop talking about it.
Right.
Because I'm fighting for peace like Bob Marley, and I will stand 10 toes down on that.
Amen.
And look at how Bob Marley, all he wanted was peace and love, and what did they do? They still hated the man.
Yeah, because they don't.
And you know why? And a big part of the reason why they hated Bob, because he was half black.
They hate that. They hate what they can't understand. They hate what they don't understand, right? And so,
right.
What do you do going forward, though, Tinkerbell? I mean,
I try to just stay strong and one day at a time, and thank God for you. You helped me a lot get through all this crap.
Well, thank you. You helped me too, Tinkerbell. Seriously, I enjoy being able to check in with all of you.
Yeah, and I appreciate you having me up. And the other thing I'll say real quickly is I work at Home Depot as a cashier.
Okay.
And I see the changes. I see with my own eyes. First of all, it's a ghost town.
Oh, what do you mean? Wait.
Well, okay, so recently, so on the weekends we're super busy. But now during the week, like yesterday, for example, it's way slower than it's been. I'm talking ghost town. I'm getting maybe a few customers per half hour versus when we were really busy, because a lot of people, of course, now they are scared to shop at Home Depot because of all the ICE agents and all that bullshit.
Oh, well, I caught that now.
Sorry.
So, in other words, the economy isn't doing that well.
Oh, I don't think so at all. And then it's kind of funny because, of course, the cost of lumber and steel and everything has doubled. And a lot of our shoppers, of course, are MAGA. And then they go like, oh, my gosh, how much is it? And I always just say, well, thanks to the tariffs. I call them out. I don't care.
And what do they tell them? Because there's another lie going on out here. Who pays the tariffs? And these liars, they will turn around and say, oh,
I know.
The Home Depot pays the tariff. That's what they think. And what you're here to let these knuckleheads, these knuckle draggers understand, Home Depot ain't paying for that.
Yeah, exactly.
You are.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, I have to be careful what I say to the customers. Of course, I'm always trying to be polite, but it's tough with these MAGA running around. But but it's kind of funny because I'll tell you real quick. This one guy came up to my line and he had a shirt that said "Let's go, Brandon." And you know what? I just started laughing. I go, "You're still wearing that thing?"
Yeah.
And then I go, you know, I go, look at everything is doubled in price. You can thank Donald Trump. And I didn't care. I was just telling him the truth.
As long as they feel like they can comfortably hate, they don't mind giving up the last few dollars that they had.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you know what I want to tell you, too? You know how we see these shirts? You know, you can almost tell them from a mile away because they're wearing those flag shirts or something like that. Well, guess what? I bet you they're probably going to start wearing Charlie Kirk shirts before we know it.
Yeah, profiting. I call them, these are nothing but opportunists. They will wear a Charlie Kirk shirt and get up here and act like they really love Charlie. I've talked to these people years, never once heard them really show love to Charlie like that. But if they can make a couple of dollars off of his suffering.
Oh, yeah, they didn't even know. They didn't even know who he was.
Yeah. I've seen them. They're Charlie Kirk token profiters. That's what they do. They just want to anything they can do to get attention and try to hopefully get Donald Trump to recognize them. And I'm just going to tell them it's not going to work. Yeah,
it's really sickening. And the other thing too is I noticed after school shootings like Texas and all that. Yeah, I almost always see MAGA come in and they have the shirt with a little symbol of the machine gun on the side and all this crap. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So you're gonna sit here and wear that after a school shooting? It's disgusting.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that, Tinkerbell, but I want to say thank you, all right?
Of course, and you know me, I get fired up, but I just want to say I love you and I appreciate everything you do.
All right, love you too, and keep up the great work being an agent of light.
Because you know what, my new theory is I'm like Bob Marley. I'm going to keep spreading peace and love, and that's it.
And don't let no one rob you of that. Don't let no one compromise you and make you out to sound like you're a bad person when you're not, all right? You live your truth and continue to be your authentic self, all right?
Thank you, sweetie. And I apologize.
No, yeah, okay, it's understandable. You're not always up here, but it's hard to get up here and use TikTok-friendly language. I get it, all right? But thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, and you have a great day.
All right, and also, ladies and gentlemen, that's my good friend Tinkerbell, all right? And as you can see, she's an agent of light, all right? Seriously. All right, do we have any Trump supporters out there? Put a 1 in the chat. Oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at that. I got reported. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. 2 restrictions. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Somebody reported you already, bro?
They already reported Big Zeus. Wow.
That sucks, bro.
Wow.
I get reported a lot too.
2 reports. I didn't look at. I knew it.
Hey man, any of you cowards in the chat hating on Zeus, even though he's spewing some, anti-president stuff. I mean, the man got the freedom of speech, man. Let him speak.
Damn,
you hear me?
You told your followers that for me?
Yeah, I be cooking MAGA. I went up on All Girls Live yesterday. I told her I put MAGA in their place.
No, you don't. You are MAGA.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I do. I cook MAGA. I let MAGA know that we gotta keep our foot on Trump's neck and make sure he's making the right move. And so far, he's doing a damn good job. Shout out to MAGA.
Oh, wait a second.
Yep. Ask her. I forgot her name. What's her name? Yeah, she's one of your fans.
You know what we do over here, right? You know what I do over here. We
put together propaganda clips.
No. we don't allow people to just spread misinformation and disinformation all willy nilly like this is they trap house. This ain't your trap house. All right. Now, what I want to understand and make sure I get is, so you're still supporting Donald Trump even though all this information is continuing to come out. You don't want to get out.
Shout out to E. Jean Carroll. She grifting on Trump. She just made $80 million talking about she gonna give it away just to piss Trump off.
So
which show me that she's a fraud.
Okay. Listen, no, sir. You
know
just coming up here. You just coming up here acting a plumb dumb.
You asking disingenuous questions, dude. You know it.
What is disingenuous about what I'm asking you?
Of course, I'm gonna support Trump. He's making the right move.
Okay.
He's putting people in check.
Okay.
He keeping smugs out of America like he should.
Let me ask you a very serious question.
Can I say alcohol fentanyl? Can I say that?
No. I've heard enough. How much money you send daddy? How much money you send your daddy?
My daddy is no longer alive.
No.
I'll keep Trump in his place.
No. How much money?
My daddy.
How much money have you sent Donald Trump, bro?
I'm not sending Donald Trump nothing.
All right, I've heard. Okay, all right. I've heard enough.
Well, I look like sending the man who poops on gold. Okay, you don't like the truth.
No.
You can't handle the truth. Angela, you better keep this man in check. I think that's her name. Got these black men walking around.
Ladies and gentlemen, no, sir. He's a fake Trump supporter, and I just caught him. He ain't sending daddy his money, and then he wants to cry out to you, Ange. Ange, please help me. Ange can't help you right now. As a matter of fact, Ange probably agrees with me. Let's go ahead and send no, sir, where he belongs, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. See, that's a MAGA demon right there. He ain't got nothing to offer. All right. He just wants to come up here and be an agent of chaos. I ain't got time for that. Good morning, Ange. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. I have to defend myself momentarily.
Yeah. Okay.
He's up here crying and sniveling and carrying on because he made the mistake of coming over to my live. I don't know what kind of treatment he thought he was going to get coming up there with that kind of talk.
Oh.
And then sitting up here and you know, putting E. Jean Carroll down and whatever. But when he came over, we had Shay in there, and we had Honda. And we had a few others. I don't know if Debbie was up there or not.
Oh, so he's sneaking and geeking out here. I get it.
He stepped in it. He stepped in it. He did.
Yeah, well, you know what it is, right? He knows that he's in a dark place and it's lonely. And he wants to, you know, fit in and be accepted by you. Do you have any words of advice to help him possibly start to see the light? All right.
Not really. Just stay the hell out of my live.
No, sir, she's not interested.
I actually brought him up not realizing it was him. His symbol looked like a Boston Celtics symbol. That's the only reason I brought him up. So if you don't like the Celtics, you might want to change that. No, sir. He came up insulting Shay. Is Shay in here?
Yeah.
Is she in here? Yeah, can you bring her up if she is? You got to hear what he said to her. If she's in here and wants to, it was hilarious. She's right there.
So what it is we have a brother looking for love. And this is what it is. He could never ever with his own, you know, he doesn't have game. He doesn't have Riz. Right. And so he wants to be the Rizzler, and it's not going to work. I'll shut that down. Good morning, Shay.
Hey, good morning, Zeus. Good morning, Ange.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, yeah, no. Yesterday, no, sir, got up in the box and said
What he said to her.
He said that I make black men cry.
So, so he wants to be the next black man that you make cry. Oh,
I think so. I think I made him cry.
You did.
All right. So what I need to do is transform and become the love guru. And is that what he's trying to do? He's trying to get the hookup. Hey, no, sir, I got the hookup.
I must have done something too, because I don't remember ever making a black man cry. I doubt I could ever do that, and I would never take that credit, nor try to do that. That's not how I operate, as everybody knows.
One of the first things he said, he came up whining that I didn't let him up quick enough.
Yeah.
You know, like he's some kind of king or god. And then he went right for Shay, saying that she's I'm sorry.
He's right in it. I know we're done laughing because it's so preposterous.
And he was crying about, you know, me not letting him up. And, of course, Shay scares black men, and I'm chasing them, is what I was told. Sorry, it's not you I'm chasing. No, sir.
No.
I think you got your feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So with that being said, you know, obviously these young men, like, no, sir, he's not young, but I say he is because he hasn't peaked and he hasn't matured. What do we say about the young men in this country who continue to find themselves being radicalized by Donald Trump, ladies? What do you think? Because I seen Gavin Newsom, he's doing something out here to address this, right? You saw this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what is your advice to these young men? Make sure they don't look up to people like No Sir for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know, Andrew, you want to take that? Because I'm like, I don't, you know.
I'm the same way. I had to talk to my own son about it, quite honestly. He's 17. He has autism. He's kind of a follower. And, yeah, there are a lot of, I say kids, but they're around 17, 18, 19 years old that truly are. They're being indoctrinated by people like CK and and my older son, the 29-year-old, had to sit him down and have a good talk with him. I think it's a lot of the podcasts. It's the Joe Rogans, who, you know, allegedly now isn't a Trump supporter, but a lot of them are listening to these podcasts, quite honestly. I think that's some of it. I don't know, Shay, what do you got?
Yeah, no, definitely. There's definitely some issues, and Andrew Tate played a big role in it too. And
Tate, that's right.
Yeah, Tate's a big one. That's the one that we found with our oldest saying some stuff, and my husband clued in because my husband stays up with everything, and you know I stay up with a lot too. But you know we sat him right down. So why'd you just say what you just said? And I was like, are you listening to Andrew Tate? Like, where are you getting this information from? You know, and because you really do, guys. I highly recommend that you stay on top of what your kids are doing.
Yep.
Nothing should be private. My kids know this is my house. We pay these bills. You have a room, but it is not. Nothing's private. I'll give you privacy when I deem it, but I have every right to check your phone, have your passwords, because our job is to protect you. Our job is to prepare you for the real world.
Amen.
And I tell my kid, I'm not your friend. I'm your parent. You know?
Hey, that's what my mom used to say to me. She told me if I go into a nightclub and I see her, then you know what, I better leave. Or the other way around, if she goes in and she sees me, she's going to leave because it's not. There's never an opportunity for that. That's what I was taught, right?
Yeah. I will say my son does. I saw Heaven's comment. Yeah, my son is outside a lot. He loves basketball, so I do like to encourage that. Unfortunately, the cold weather comes and they do stay inside more. But yeah, like Shay said, we do need to just watch them a little bit more. If you think they're playing a video game, check in on that. They might not be. They might be watching one of these darn podcasts where they're hearing all this misinformation and hate. They're hearing just downright hate, in my opinion. Nick Fuentes, oh my God. He's horrendous.
And now they think Milo, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Yiannopoulos or whatever his name is. It may be the replacement for Charlie Kirk. He is a known YT supremacist, an anti-Semite. I'm like, wow, if that's the replacement for Charlie Kirk, good luck, turning points. And this is the problem that we have. Yes, you have freedom of speech. Yes, you have your right to your Christian beliefs. Yes, you can do all of that. The problem is that we get into is that when you sit there and you spew hate against the black community, against the gay community, against, and tell women need to be married and need to obey their husbands, submit to their husbands, all this stuff. That's where it gets really dangerous for me. And that is indoctrinating our youth. And that's why
then what do they see, Shay? Then they see violence. They see that they see the violence. They think the violence ends it.
Nope.
You know, so they're seeing that part of it. You got Laura Loomer. Let's not forget that crazy lady. She was just on Twitter or whatever you call X now, talking about we need to be vicious. We're gonna have to be vicious in this country, or you know, did the whole. I wish I could remember, but it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
In order to get our country back in line, we have to get vicious.
Wow, what a disgrace! Yeah.
Yeah, so let's not forget her, and that's why I have, you know, when you talked earlier, we won't talk about that either, but some of this CK stuff, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, but I think we need to look at some other people. There were a lot of tweets by her and Nick Fuentes and a lot of them that all of a sudden they deleted. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're all deleting their attacks, and what I'm seeing too is like Steve Bannon. What's her face? The pretty girl that Trump talked about, BLOD coming out of anywhere. Oh, Kelly. No, Megyn Kelly.
Oh,
yeah.
I've seen Candace Owens. I've seen quite a bit on the right coming out and talking about that those text messages are BS as well. They don't
really the ones that I was just reading.
Yes,
so we need to get Candace Owens.
Saying that he was unalived by his own side.
We need to get Candace Owens and all these other folks who it looks to me like maybe we can't make them, you know, come all the way to of our side, but they might be able to provide us with some information that we need, right? So we need to get them on the show, and we just need to get them because I know Candace especially. She's saying things like she's in fear. She's living in a little bit of a fear. She thinks she's going to be, you know, the next, you know, person because they're speaking up and they're speaking out and they're doing what we're trying to tell all these other folks who are in the cult are doing. Not doing, I should say, right? Get out of that cult. It's not going to end well.
No, it's not. And I'll give it, I don't really care for True Lion, but I'll give it to him. He had a very interesting topic today. And it was about, you know, he's Blaga, but, you know, it's because
I know of True Lion. He yelled at me viciously. But,
I'm sure he did.
How dare he?
Yeah, but what did he say? What did he say?
He's kind of waking up to say, listen, when people called and cheered on of what happened to George Floyd, none of them lost their jobs. We need to wake up because what he said is that the people in power are using CK's death or unalivement as a tool to go after people.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they're using us to justify their, you know, taking away of freedom of speech and their authoritarian actions. That was his topic today.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
See,
okay, some of them are seeing it.
I told you, after running into zoos, it takes about a good 3 months before what I've done to you starts to actually kick in. Yeah, bad boy. MAGA Queen, it doesn't work on you.
Bad boy, you're disgusting. You come into my live and you're a horrific person too. They're the type of people that on May 25th, they said, oh, congratulations, George Floyd, on 5 years being clean. You know, these are the same dang people that are saying these things. And all of a sudden, you know, like, oh, we can't say things like that. That's hate, you know, whatever happened, you know, when Charlie Kirk and they're saying that, oh, that's hate speech. What the heck was that about George Floyd then?
Yeah,
exactly.
Apologize, MAGA.
Did we come up with a website to dox all those people that made fun of George Floyd all these years? Did we?
Nope. Not that I know of.
We're not trying to dox people. We allow you to have freedom of speech. Now, will we call you out like we did with this particular so-and-so called friend that was hanging out in lives with that as the prompt? And we have to question if you're a friend of ours. I don't hang out with people that condone racism. I just don't.
Yeah.
I have my standards, right?
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
If you're not calling it out, like, I don't know what to tell you. That wasn't okay in my book, and that's okay. I mean, we're not friends anyway. It's not my real life, but yeah. And that's all we do. But I would never go dox anybody. You know, F-Ball that had that up. And I don't care. He can do that. It just shows me who these people are. That's all.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not going to go, you have to lose your job. No, you know what? I don't have to agree with you, but I have to agree that you have the right to say it. Yeah. Period. End of story. And I may not like that, but that's what we've got to talk about. And then we talk about the young man that was in the tree in Mississippi.
Yep.
And the homeless guy that was in a tree in Mississippi, same day. And then we've got this attack on Black history. They are taking down this picture, the scourged back of a slave in 1860.
You see that?
Yeah. And so they want that picture removed. They're trying to rewrite history. They're trying to tell people not to show the brutality or talk about how bad slavery is. This is absolute. This is Donald Trump. This is an EO. He wants his picture removed. Is that okay with you guys?
I'm getting traumatized just looking at it. I'm getting angry, and I want Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom to apologize to me because of that photo too. Right now, get on all fours.
Right now.
Yeah.
And the young man, I mean, I don't want to speak. I believe the young man, I mean, he had broken bones. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah. Broken bones.
That's what I'm hearing. So I don't know how the heck that happened. You know,
I don't think you can climb up a tree and unalive yourself with broken arms and legs.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Notice how when MAGA sees that, they get real quiet. They don't want to acknowledge that this is what they've created. This is what they're doing.
And I'm sorry, Charlie Kirk was #1 leader of the attack towards Black people.
And the LGBTQ community.
Well, that too.
Yeah. Yep.
All he talked about was the negativity in urban areas. He went after successful Black women on a daily basis. Said it was DEI. They didn't have the brain power in order to hold that job. You know, I will never celebrate what happened to that young man, but I will never celebrate him because what he said was dangerous. And when we find these young Black men in the trees, this is what we're talking about. Why was a homeless guy in a tree?
Yeah.
What's been the attack from the right against the homeless communities?
Yeah.
We might find some immigrants if we're not careful.
I might have to actually, I didn't want to press it, but I'm really now back at the point where I think I need to demand reparations from MAGA directly.
Right?
From MAGA directly. Since you don't have a problem paying those terrorists, then you sure shouldn't have a problem sending Black folk what you know is due. And I'll tell you what's due. Don't come up with a calculation because you don't know it. I know it. All right? And it's going to cost you a lot of money to fix this issue. Because you know what I saw? They painted a fence at the border, $500 million. Did you hear about this? And you go, you could give everybody in the country $1 million with that same money, but you won't do it.
And the crazy part is they only painted the Texas side of the fence. They didn't. They didn't paint the side that they climb over.
Sick. And I'm going to demand that. I'm going to put that. We might need to put
what a waste of money.
Yeah, but all right, ladies.
And I just want to say one more thing. Two things can be true at the same time, guys. In my opinion, is I couldn't stand a word that came out of that man's mouth. I actually think his rhetoric was quite dangerous, but I did not celebrate him losing his life. And I'm tired of people coming in there and threatening a CW just because they thought that.
Yeah.
I personally will never celebrate an unaliving. It was just, but you know, every word out of his mouth was quite disgusting. But
he doesn't need honor. And why are they wanting to put statues of him at universities? The man went against colleges. He didn't believe in colleges. Why would you put statues of Charlie Kirk at a college?
I have no clue. And it's like, okay, you don't believe in colleges, but that's where you're making your money at. Okay, great.
I'm going to end with this really funny real quick. So there's a suggestion because Charlie Kirk's birthday is October 14th, right? 1993, right?
Okay.
So some of them are suggesting they make that a national holiday, October 14th. You know what? You want to know what the funny is?
What's that?
Guess whose birthday was October 14th, 1973?
Who?
George Floyd. I'm not kidding. I went and double checked it. I found this post on X with the comparison, and I'm like, no way. So I go and Google George Floyd. His birthday is the exact same day as Charlie Kirk's, October 14th. They're all the 20 years apart.
Wow.
So I welcome it.
And what's really crazy is October 14th was my uncle's birthday, who took his own life because he was being harassed for being gay.
Wow.
So
Isn't
yeah,
that crazy?
make
Isn't that
October
crazy?
14th a day of national holiday. We'll
It was a
celebrate
long
our
time
way.
ago, but yes.
We can
Yeah.
celebrate their way. Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks for having me, Zeus. I'll
Thank
let
you, ladies, for
get
coming up
moving
here.
on.
All right, that's a big
Crazy.
W. Zeus.
All right, love you guys.
W
Bye.
Ange, W Shay.
Love you, sis.
Love you too. No lies detected. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Oh my goodness. See, you never know what the devil meant for evil. God can turn it into good. Do I have any Trump voters out there? Anybody want to come up here and profess their sins to Big Zeus? I just want to check in with you because, I don't want to be running an echo chamber. Oh, he had no injuries. No, that's not what I heard, Alter Ego. But if you have information that show us the link that you're using, Alter Ego. If Trey Reed didn't have any injuries or anything like that, let me know so that I can double check that. And then even if he didn't have it, it doesn't excuse the horrendous act, the horrible act. All right, what are you trying to do? Say it wasn't that bad? Are you trying to say it wasn't that bad? It's just a little bit. See, I don't want to do it. See, and this is why I tried my best, Lord. I tried my best. Hold on. If you're a Trump voter, please put a 1 in the chat, and I'll bring you right on up. Let's go ahead and do this. See, I'm getting conflicting. I'm getting conflicting information, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. All righty then. All right. Let's move it along. All right, Kawana, good morning. How are you? Someone wrote ban Alter Ego. Alter Ego, you're not liked. Kawana, good morning. How are you? Kawana, are you there? You know you're on the show.
Mistake, sorry.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. I got you. I know a lot of people make mistakes. I try to get some newer people in here, often. All right. Let's go. Jose, good morning, Jose. I think it's Jose. Good morning, Jose. How are you? Jose, are you there?
I accidentally pressed the wrong button.
Okay.
I'm at a store right now.
Oh, okay,
I'm sorry.
Don't worry, champ. I got you, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let me see. It says hold. Except I found a new. Okay. I'm looking it up. So, rumors began circulating that there were broken bones, but listen, they're saying. The officer said in a statement released Tuesday that a preliminary investigation found there were no signs of broken bones or assault on the body of Trey Reed, the 21-year-old student. All right, and they're saying that it's rumors circulating online about the bones being broken. So let's see. I mean, I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. Okay, let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna double check. You gotta double check. I gotta double check. Hold on. Based on preliminary, we can confirm that deceased did not suffer any laceration, compound, broken bones. Okay, I'm checking. I'm on NBC News. Okay, so you know what? Coroner addressed the broken bones. Okay, let's go. Okay. Said despite details of hanging. Okay, no evidence of foul play involved. Okay, all right. So here's the thing. Alter Ego. According to what I'm seeing, they're saying that perhaps what you're saying is true. There was no bones broken or anything like that. But there's something that I just read. They're saying they suspected there was no foul play. See, so now when you say stuff like that, then I gotta go. Should I listen to what's going on in these streets, or should I listen to what's happening from these institutions that have a documented history of lying about things like this when it comes? You see what I'm saying, Alter Ego? You see how this works? I just showed you how it works out here. So you can't say no foul play suspected when everybody understands that you just don't do that to yourself. You don't get up there and do all that stuff to yourself and act like we ain't living in a situation where there's some sort of reaction to this CK thing. I've watched the videos. White man fight back. I've seen the video. You've seen the video. So I know it's out there. Don't try to convince me that this ain't happening. See, that's where I start feeling like I'm being gaslit. So I don't trust them. Who do I trust? I'll trust my instincts. Would these folks do something like this and lie through their teeth to try to cover it up? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So, no, I don't buy any of this stuff. All right. I'll take the word from the streets right now. And that's just how it works with Big Zeus. I did look into it and fact check you. And then the second thing is this. You said check CNN. And I go, okay, well, whenever I give you information from CNN, y'all tell me, oh, that's not a credible source. It's CNN. So this is the other thing with MAGA. Either y'all going to admit y'all watch CNN or never, ever bring it up when you're talking to me. Just, it can't be, I don't watch CNN, but look at what CNN said. That's another example of me catching you all being a bunch of liars and a bunch of hypocrites. W. Zeus. And it's so easy for me to catch you. Look at MAGA Queen in the audience getting triggered. All right. And Alter Ego, I love you, but, you know, when you love somebody, you let them know when they're wrong. And you're wrong for that, bro. I mean, okay, thank you for letting us know they're trying to cover it up the way they traditionally cover up stuff like this. But I was born that night, not last night. All right. All right. Yeah. Just like what's happening in Utah. You ain't going to convince me you had a bunch of black folks, Latin people going up to Utah and doing stuff like that. What we go to Utah for? Ain't no money up there. That's y'all territory. All right, come on now. Let me move on and get my next panelist. Do we have any Trump supporters up there? Anybody out there that still supports Donald Trump that's brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth? All right, and I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you if you, as long as you're being respectful and respectable. I'll talk to you. Good morning, user. Welcome. User, was this an accident? I think so, user. I think it was an accident. All right, don't worry. I got you. Oops, I got the wrong account. Oops, that took my own self out. Yeah, I heard a lot of news back there, but it wasn't the news I'm talking about. All right, let's move it along. All right, kind human, welcome. Good morning, kind human. How can I help you?
Hey, Zeus, how are they not talking about how Qatar wants its plane back? Why is that not being talked about at all?
Why do they? I didn't know about that. They really want their airplane back?
Yeah, they've asked for it back.
Really?
A couple of times now. Yeah.
Oh, why are they asking for it back?
Because of the Iran bomb or Israel bombing the heck out of
the boom boom.
The boom boom. Sorry.
Okay.
Of Doha a couple of weeks ago.
So they have leverage over Donald Trump with this airplane that he said was a gift. It was their way of maintaining control over him. And now they're finding out, just like everybody else who's done deals with him, he's a liar.
Correct.
Oh my God, I gotta look this up. I've heard a lot of things. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see. So what do you think about that?
I mean, it just shows how weak we are in that stage and in that region now. If Qatar's asking for stuff back.
Okay, well, listen. I've looked it up now. They're saying there's information out there that says that's not true. They said there's no evidence Qatar demanded the plane back. So what do we make of this? I mean, this is so many things going on. Look at all. Wow.
Well, from what I've been hearing, that's they want the plane back.
Well, I you know what? No evidence of that. But so what? Listen, we have to take it for what it is. I do see there's a lot of circulation of that, but you know we got to keep it honest in these streets, brother. All right, and I appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. That's kind human being. We still want Donald Trump to be, you want him to be impeached and resign, right?
Absolutely.
All right, but then fair enough. He's a disgrace. All right. We got to do better. All right. Thank you, kind human. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen. See, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the bottom of these. We get to the bottom of it, and that's what we do. Yeah. All right, next panelist. Yeah. W. Kind. Yeah, I like it. I understand where his heart was, and there's a lot of things out there about that. So, we want to make sure that we address it. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Dada. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Dada, good morning. How are you? Dada, are you there? Going once? Dada of 6, are you there? Guest has already gone offline. This guest has already gone offline. All right. Let's see who we got next. Tiny Tank Top Tim, what exactly do you want to talk to me about? Just put it in the comment section. I don't get what's going on. Why are you so triggered? Angel.
Sorry about that.
Oops. All right, don't worry. I got you. All right. We're moving along, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot going on this morning. All right, good morning. Twan, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
All right. How can I help you?
No, I'm just telling you, man, I love your show, man. I love everything that you do, man.
All right.
Just stopping past and saying that.
All right. What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Wisconsin right now.
Oh, Wisconsin?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he was up there. All right. Well, anything you want to say that the people should know before I move it along?
We need Trump out of office.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We have people all over the country tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, All right, let's move it along. All right, then, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Who do we got? All right, who do we got? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Raymond Scott. Wow, welcome to the show.
Get up on your panel for so long. Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Yeah, you're welcome. How can I help you?
Hey, man. What do you think about the little brother getting strung up in Mississippi, man?
I think it's terrible. Evil. You know what it is. What do you think?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from the Bay Area, man, but I live in Georgia now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to the Bay Area, all right? 'Cause that's where we at.
That's where you at too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I grew up in San Francisco, man. I actually had the pleasure of being born in the early '60s and being able to eat breakfast with Huey P. Newton and the rest of the gang, because it was a clubhouse right around the corner from my house.
Yeah. Wow.
I used to eat from kindergarten to first grade. They fed me every morning, and then I would walk to school 6 blocks by myself. This is how safe they kept the neighborhood.
Talk to them. Talk to them. A lot of. What do you say, brother? You see these brothers and sisters out here supporting Donald Trump. You see this?
Yeah, they're the worst. They're the worst to me, bro. They're the worst.
What do you think has happened? What do you think has happened to the point where this is where they have drifted, so to speak?
I think they thought they was gonna get a check. A lot of them. It's really sad how they sold out for a check. Because I really think a lot of them thought they was gonna get a check.
Yeah.
And then they just want to give a finger to the Democratic Party, and they have mommy issues and black women issues.
So these brothers and sisters, they've somehow they've got some trauma that they need to really get help dealing with.
Exactly.
You don't think they really like Donald Trump? You think they just doing it because they like, they want to act up and get some sort of attention from it?
Exactly. Don't you feel the same way?
Yes, I do. W. Raymond Scott. Yeah, because they get up here and they bash brothers like you and I, and they say it's us Democrats, it's us. I don't know what you are if you call yourself that, but you come from the Bay Area. You come from a place where it's radical and left. And that's why you don't understand what they're going through, because if you really looked at it, you would feel the way that they feel. What would you say? Because I know a lot of these brothers, they're in here and they're quietly listening. If you could say something to them, what would it be? And keep in mind, you had ties to the Panthers.
Man, they nourished my mind and my body at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? So you already know what time I'm on.
Yeah.
Check this out. They not gonna send them troops over there to Oakland, because guess what they did last time? Took a tank, just like they did in Memphis.
They don't know about it. They don't know about the town like that, right? They think it's a bunch of soft targets out. And I don't even want to encourage violence on my platform, but you can't help but wonder, do they not know the history?
No, they don't. They really don't.
Yeah.
And that's why we got to give it to them, man. We got to give it to them. And guess what? You know the one advantage we have, though?
What's that?
By them exposing themselves and wanting to be Oreo,
Mm-hmm.
the advantage we have now is the excuse me, is the internet. Because we can see all these brothers that expose themselves. And we know that they're going to be on the other side.
Yeah.
So they're going to be the ones that we need to go see first.
Yeah. Ain't that
You
something?
understand?
It's going to hit a lot closer. It's going to hit a lot closer to home than they want to acknowledge. And so, yeah, it would be nice if they actually use their smartphones to actually learn and become smart, but they ain't doing that. All right.
We got to go. We know who we got to go see first. We got to go see the infiltrators first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Harriet Tubman handled her husband because she knew he wasn't going to act right. He knew he was going to turn. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody can't go, Zeus.
Yeah. Everybody can't go. Like I tell people, hell, somebody's got to go to hell, right? Somebody got to go there, and it ain't me, all right? Well, listen, brother, what I'm going to do is move it on, all right? I got to try to squeeze a few more people up in here. But as always, it's a pleasure to check in with you, all right?
Thank you for having me, man.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to start me a little panel, too, so it'd be nice if you came by and visited every once in a while and just said something.
All right, will do, brother. I just gave you a quick follow, all right? Seriously, thank you so much, all right?
All right, peace, brother. One love.
Peace. One love. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, another W in the chat. W Raymond. Yeah. I know what he meant when he said the tank, we take the tank. I know what he meant when he said that. Don't worry. I understand. That's some lingo for y'all out there, all right? Let's move it along, all right? We got to get some friendlies up here, all right, ladies and gentlemen. I tried to talk to at least some folks that might have been of a different political belief, but I see right now, MAGA, they are in full retreat. All right, good morning. All right, let me bring up my good friend, Brother Nutty. Welcome, Nutty. How are you doing?
Good
morning, Dame, you
Zeus.
just
How
missed
are
it,
you?
Dame. We just gave you some lingo out here to chew on. I'm doing all right.
So, yeah, hello to the kingdom. This is my first time seeing y'all this week.
Yeah, where you been?
So last week, Zeus, I'm stepping away from panels for a little bit.
Okay.
Because I got pulled into my dean's office.
Talk about it.
I got pulled into my dean's office because someone somewhere didn't like my lack of thoughts and prayers for CK.
Really?
So they didn't like that. So even though no one knows what university I work at, the university told me to proceed with caution. So that's what I'm doing. Because I got to protect my black job. I got to protect my black job.
So you mean to tell me they are listening to you on TikTok?
Someone is, yeah. Yep. And here's the crazy thing. I'm never on a panel at my black job. So what I say outside of my black job shouldn't matter.
Right.
Especially if I'm not representing the school. But anyway, so let me get into what I want to talk about today.
Speak on it.
I think as we move forward here in the United States, we are some disgusting people. Because in the last few days, we've had 2 men of color that became some strange fruit. And I don't see flags lowered to half staff. I don't see the president of the United States of America calling for the FBI to get to the bottom of it. Because when we have strange fruit hanging, Zeus, that is a crime that the FBI should be called in on. Because we have federal laws that protect us against strange fruit.
Correct.
I hope you all understand what I'm meaning by, because some of us that aren't in the community, they may not understand what strange fruit is. But I'm gonna have to ask y'all to go find your black friend and ask them. So my point is, why are we not seeing Kash Patel on our TV screens speaking to the governor of Mississippi, saying what can I do to help get to the bottom of this?
Yeah.
Why am I not seeing the president of the United States saying, hey, this happened in a red state. Wow, another crime in a red state. Let's get to the bottom of this. Why haven't I even seen one thought or one prayer for the strange fruit of the last 3 days? Why have I not seen this, Zeus? I know my question is rhetorical. It's not something that, well, you probably could answer it, but it's a rhetorical question.
Because they don't care.
But do y'all alter ego, Dame? No, you know what? Especially Dame, because I know you're here, Dame.
Yeah, he is. I'm giving him the
Dame. Why aren't you talking about the strange fruit? Why aren't you on this panel right now?
Condemning it.
Right now. Talking about the strange fruit.
Brother.
I know why, Dame. It's because you hate the skin that you're in. Because if you didn't hate the skin that you're in, and if you weren't simping for white supremacy, you would be on Zeus's panel right now talking about how abhorrent this is. You would be there. But no, I saw you here for CK. I saw you here wanting to own the libs. I listened to you, Dame. I listened to your rhetoric. I listened to you say, what about? Why aren't you here? Why aren't you on this panel saying, Zeus, man, wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. Yeah. Whether it's CK or the brothers whose names that will not live, even though CK's name is living in infamy. I give it to next week before we're forgetting these names. Where are you, Dame? Where are you, Kenneth? Where are you to the other blaggas who continue to preach white supremacy? Where are you? This is why you get my crash out when you are supposed Christians and when you're blagga. Because I have no room for forgiveness or like for you.
But we got to be better,
because
right,
you
Nutty?
are.
We got to be better, Nutty. We got to be.
Zeus, you can be better all you want.
Okay, well,
you can be better all you want. Because I am mandated to love. I'm not mandated to like. And me being mandated to love my neighbor as myself, is meaning if I see them in need, even reluctantly, I'm still going to go help. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to make it in for myself.
Amen. That's a battle cry.
It is. So I'm going to end here because, again, I got to protect my black job.
And I keep telling y'all, listen, we are on a public platform. I mean, and I want to say this. It's very sad that they're doing this, but we got to be real. Unfortunately, we're not in the control of the government right now. So we got to move like we understand that right now. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot.
You're so true.
Yeah,
you're so true.
That's why I'm sitting back and I'm like, okay, yeah. These people are serious about trying to get away with whatever they can get away with. They don't mind breaking the law. You have an unlawful president. And so, listen to your better angels. And hopefully we can survive this. I mean, I know we will because, our power comes from a higher power. And we knew not to put our faith into a politician. Unlike brothers like Dame. They've done that. So they got to live with that. Not us. We're free.
Zeus.
Yeah.
People who know me, they've heard me say this a million times. The darkest part of night is right before day. Y'all, we are in our dark moments here in the United States. But I just need y'all to hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because, I'm not a preacher like Takesha.
Yeah.
But joy cometh in the morning.
Amen.
And our morning, it really is right around the corner. But we can help our own morning. We can help our own morning, not M-O-U-R-N, M-O-R-N-I-N-G. We can help our own morning by preaching, getting out to vote, to be hyper focused on this midterm
Don't do that,
election,
Dane.
to be hyper focused on this midterm election, and to keep people accountable. Keep people accountable and keep asking for the files. No, don't ask for the files, demand the files.
Amen.
Because everything that we see that's going on right now, it is a distraction. It is a distraction. Because what are we doing? We're talking about everything else other than the files. We are down to one more vote that we need from the Republicans in order to force the DOJ to hand the files over. We just need one more Republican. Just one more. So y'all be humble, be kind, and y'all have a beautiful day. But always remember to be great.
All right, W Nutty. Hey, Thor, that makes you laugh. Same thing, make you laugh, make you cry, Thor. Seriously. All right, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We have a nation going down in degradation because MAGA just flat out refuses to at least repent and turn away from sin. And so what we're going to do is continue to get the word out here. All right, good morning, Takesha. How you doing?
Hey Zeus, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just another day in the kingdom. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good, Zeus. I think the cousin started the rumor about the broken bones and stuff, but we know Mississippi, and we know that baby did not get in that tree by himself.
There you go.
Now that we know.
There
But
you
I
go.
said I wasn't gonna speak on it because his mom requested that no one make up any rumors or anything. She just wants the investigation to she said just let the investigation take place.
All right,
So I'm
W
gonna stick
Takesha.
what his mom asked us to do. But I wanted to talk about Steve Bannon and him talking about that love letter. You know, because they made the boy sound like he was Shakespeare.
Yeah.
My love. You know, Zeus, I'm not trying to be funny. I don't mean any harm.
Yeah.
But a lot of words in that exchange does not sound like a 22-year-old.
Bingo.
I have young men, and they don't even write in complete sentences when they are texting, Zeus. They use letters for words.
Thank you.
They not finna say nothing about no checkpoint. They not finna say nothing about, some of them words, Zeus, just don't even make any sense.
They don't.
That young man did not write that.
Nope.
We don't know if even the trans roommate even exists, Zeus.
Boom.
I don't even know if CK's parents exist because we have not seen them at all.
Huh. Where his mama and his daddy at? Huh.
Where are the parents, Zeus? Where's the brother, Zeus? We've seen nobody but the wife and J.D. Vance and his wife. And now we have a vice president who is supposed to be concerned about foreign affairs taking over a podcast. Where they do that at, Zeus? Where? Cash Patel says they had a letter. Then he turned around and said the letter was burned up. Then he turned around and said they have evidence there was a letter. Zeus, where? Where, Zeus?
Well, I don't trust this FBI. I don't trust
Zeus,
them
the
at all.
young man, Zeus, they say is not even cooperating, Zeus. But he put all that out there for somebody to have evidence. And then my thing is this. If they didn't know who did it,
Yeah.
at the time they was just speculating with other people, why would he tell the boy not to talk to the police? How would he know that he would be a suspect, Zeus? If the
Bingo.
police talk to you, don't talk to him.
Boom.
Zeus, how would he know he would even be considered a suspect?
Yeah.
See, when you got a brain, Zeus, they can't trick you. Zeus, none of it makes any
None.
sense. And I'm praying that they did not use this baby as a scapegoat.
Oh.
That's my prayer.
Whoa. Really? You think they would go that far? And
Yes.
What would be the intent behind all of this?
You know it's to cover it up.
Oh.
Yeah. I pray that.
And what are they trying to? I mean, to me, this is the missing thing. If he did it, then we got to accept that he did it. And
We got to accept it.
Yeah. But then the question is, if he didn't do it and they're trying to frame him, then what do they get out of it? And all I can see is I've seen a lot of people profiting off of this situation. Yeah, and it's a distraction from those e-files.
Zeus, I'm going to say it like this. What the governor was praying for is not what I'm praying for. I asked the Lord to reveal what really happened.
Yeah.
And when the Lord revealed it, I'll accept it.
Yeah.
But right now, my discernment is not telling me that this is the young man and this is what really went down. It's too many lies.
Yeah.
That message was too perfect. If I take all this time to do this, why would I leave evidence in writing on a phone?
Everything
that I did, and then tell me something I love. Zeus.
Yeah.
You know what my son called that girlfriend?
What?
My girl.
Oh.
They ain't calling them my love. I'm worried about you, my love.
Boo. You
Stop
call him Boo.
it.
Yeah. W Takesha, yeah. You call him Boo, sweet thing, sweet cheeks, whatever you want to call him. You give him a real nickname.
The way he was writing that letter, Zeus, he could have been William Shakespeare himself. They need to cut it out. They know ain't no 22-year-old wrote like that.
Yeah,
Tiny
Tank Top 10. What you call your lover? What term do you say my love? Tiny. What do you think he says, Takesha? What do you think Tiny Tank Top?
You know I can't speak on. You know the Lord told me not to speak on him.
Fair enough. Leave it alone.
You trying to get me in trouble with the Lord.
He probably say like my Doritos, you know.
You trying to get me in trouble with the Lord. Absolutely not. I'm not falling into your trap.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Like I'm not falling into the trap of the FBI.
Father, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I was sinning. I actually linked you into something that I know you're struggling
Leave
with.
me out of that, Zeus.
All right, sorry about that. I apologize. See, I could be humbled. All right, W Zeus, W Takesha.
All right, I'm gonna go on so somebody else can come up with it. I'm gonna go on so somebody else can come up.
Fair enough. Baby. W Takesha. He probably said my donuts, my hamburger, my cheese. I think that's what Tiny Tank Top Tim does. All right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look what the cat drug.
My love, what's going on?
Yeah,
what brings you, my friend?
What brings you here to come talk to Big Zeus?
Big Zeus, man, I'm telling you, man. I am telling you, the left is unhinged. The left. I was very upset of just the fact that young black man, I guess, was also wrong too. I think that's atrocious. Very atrocious.
Did you call anybody out about it?
I just learned about just today.
Well, if you were to roll the dice, and let's have this. If I had that, we took a bet. And I say, what side do you think did that? What side would you say did that?
I don't know. I mean,
if we had to bet cash money, trillions of dollars, trillion with a T, and I said, which side of the aisle do you think is responsible for this? What side would you say?
Well, if I was an ignorant and an assuming person, I would say the white side.
The what?
The white side.
I meant left or right.
Well, no, it's probably the white side. The white people side.
Well, white people are on both sides of the left and right.
Well, I mean, there's some angry white people out there.
Well, where are those angry white people at? And
why they're on both sides.
Why would these white? Hold on, Thor, you might be on something. Why would they be angry?
I don't know. Maybe they're angry. Tyler Robinson was an angry white boy.
And
why was he angry? A lot of angry white boys on the left and the right.
No. Why are they angry?
You do not agree with that? I mean, I lived in the 60s and the 70s.
Can you calm down a little bit, bro?
I'm calm.
I'm afraid you're going to end up saying something that you're going to not think about before you're saying. So you use a term, anger. Anger is a feeling. And I'm trying to make sure I'm checking in with you before you spiral out. Anger isn't limited to just a white person. Anybody could be angry. The dog could be angry. I was just trying to get. You don't give the dog the treats, and he sees you, and the dog sees you eating.
And the dog is jealous. You saying? Is that what you're saying? The dog is jealous.
Correct. Okay. So, what, in your opinion, what would be making these white people, these white guys, angry?
Or gals, because it's
no.
Not just,
you
white
just said.
I think white people.
Okay. What's making them angry?
I don't know. I mean, what did make Tyler Robinson angry? He was a white person. What did make?
And his father was MAGA.
Yeah, but he didn't unalive a person, did he?
But his father raised him.
And yet Tyler Robinson got all this propaganda from the left. He got radicalized.
Could you give me an example of what propaganda he got from the left? Yeah, because I read it and they never specified what he when his mom said he started to become more, what does that mean? What give me
I'll give you an example. So when Maxine Waters says "get in your face," or you got to punch a guy, meaning Trump, you got to get in their faces. That's the kind of rhetoric that the Democrats are feeding him. Now, I just think that the hatred on the left is more potent than that. Yeah, I know if I pronounce the word correctly. I apologize. English is not the greatest language I know.
Yeah.
But poignant. But it's just that the left is a little angry right now because I get it. They lost an election.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
They're not winning
Let me ask you a question. So I say punch somebody in the face, and then you go and do it. Who's going to get in trouble? Me or you?
Well, it's going to be me, but ultimately,
okay. So no. What if you did that and then you go into court and then you say, I only did it because Zeus told me to do it? Will they then turn around and come lock up Big Zeus? Or
hold on.
Or they say, you know what? You're responsible for your own behavior.
Let's go deep. Go further back. Indoctrination by by white people with the KKK, and they were
Triple
taught.
K. Say Triple K. You've been on TikTok
Triple
before?
K. I don't remember. Triple K.
Yeah.
The indoctrination of the white people by the Triple K, and they were always taught this all the time, and then not taught anything else.
So you're
Do you blame the person going out and unaliving the people, or do you blame the people that are indoctrinating the person? You blame the person, right?
Yeah.
So
that's why.
that's the same thing.
So
if that's the case,
if that's the case, hold on. If you blame that, if that's the case, then the left shouldn't even be brought up.
Well, what do you mean?
Yeah, you blame the person, right?
Yeah, I blame the person.
So
and I also blame
the left shouldn't. Hold on, the left shouldn't be brought up, Thor.
Yeah,
and you know what I'm going to say. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Here's the thing, Thor. Thank you. So here's the thing. I just played 6 minutes of Donald Trump spewing nothing but hatred towards the left, right? Did you hear that? And if you didn't, I can send you the video to go watch yourself. This narrative out here that folks on the left were so involved with what Charlie Kirk was doing that they took it to this level makes absolutely no sense. Because if you were a smart person, you would know. Why would I do anything to make people want to support Donald Trump even more? So no, I don't buy that. You get what I'm saying? No. Listen to what I'm saying. No, it's not.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense. And why the heck would they be doing it? Why would they be doing it in Utah out of all states?
Because the left are pretty much.
Thor.
Let me speak.
I wasn't done. Why would we do all of that in Utah out of all places? And why would we do something that we would think ultimately would sabotage our chances in winning in the midterm? So it doesn't make sense. What I'm really concerned about is, who actually gave this child his first, well, he's not a child anymore, but how old was he when he started playing with these things, these pew-pews, right? Who gave him the pew-pew? And we already know it's a pew-pew that his grandfather had, then it passed on to his dad, and then his dad gave it to him or he let him have access to it. What medication is this guy on? Huh? You see what I'm saying? How did we get to a place where we're going to skip the responsibility of his immediate family, his parents, and start saying somehow that because he was dating someone or he went to an institution, that all of a sudden that is the real cause of this and not all the other failures leading up to it. Do you understand what I'm saying, Thor? You got to quit making excuses.
No, I think what it is, the left is making excuses because this man.
Did you hear
I did. This
what
boy,
did I say?
Let me speak, please. This boy made his own bed. He left his house. He took all the lessons he learned in life, and he said, you know what? Forget this. I'm going to do what I want to do. And he did the thing that was the most heinous thing. He said he hated Charlie Kirk because he was hateful, but yet he did the most hateful thing. I don't get it. I don't know why he did it. Maybe he was a bad. There are some bad people on both sides, and this guy didn't make your side look good at all.
Valerie. Okay, thank you. Now, Thor.
All right, I guess I'm out.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to say it because I think you could actually become a different person and challenge your side with this. This guy, the burden is truly on him. He, according to what we know, he thought of doing this and he carried it out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But at the end of the day, the training on how to use these things, it came from his household, how he was raised. It had nothing to do with the person he was dating. It had nothing to do with the Democrats at all, right?
I agree.
The ability to learn how to pick up one of these things and use it was instilled in him by his father.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's part one. That's part one.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Part two, he also said his dad had become super obsessed with Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
His mother says she noticed he started drifting away, and she quoted going to the left, but never gave us any information about that. And I'm sitting here saying they don't understand that they have trained their children to hate people, but they're also training them to unalive people. Do you see what I'm saying to you, Thor? The same folks.
I see what you're trying to say.
No. Think about what I'm saying, Thor. Listen, they trained him how to use that thing, and they're trained him.
What, the pew pew?
Yeah.
I was trained how to use the pew pew, but you see me,
Thor, listen,
a MAGA supporter.
You're obviously, you can't speak for all humans on the planet, Thor. I'm just a man of common sense. His parents trained him how to use that thing.
Yes.
And his parents, he said, his dad in particular, had been getting extremely radicalized by Donald Trump. Okay. And there was an issue in the family about that.
Uh-huh.
You have to come to grips with this, America, especially the MAGA households, that your offsprings, the ones you're training to be dangerous, don't follow you when they see you out here doing things that don't align with them.
Zeus,
but you've trained them. No, but you've trained them to do these things.
Zeus, can I tell you something? I've trained.
You're not addressing what I'm saying.
No, I'm going to address it. I have trained countless soldiers how to use pew pews.
Sir,
I've trained them, and I told them this is how you do things.
Thor, but soldiers or your children?
No, look.
I'm talking about your children.
They are my children.
Thor, stop it. Thor.
And I didn't train them
Thor.
Can you let me speak?
No, because I need you to stop doing that. I'm asking you to focus on parenting, and you're telling me a story about you training soldiers, bro.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, okay, so all right, listen here. I train my son to use a pew pew.
Okay.
I train my son to life lessons, but somewhere down the line, he makes a decision on his own, and he has to hold himself accountability for his action. Yes, sir.
No.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say he could go and blame the left. Hold on, Thor. So you're saying he can't go and blame the left.
What do you mean?
You just said you trained him, and then he goes and do something, but he's ultimately.
If he goes out and gets radicalized. Now, if he goes out and radicalized by his father, and he's a MAGA, and he goes out and unalives people, I would say yes, that's MAGA's thing. But he got radicalized by the left, and he took his own accountability, his decisions to go out there and do the most heinous thing that he despised, because he said Kirk was hateful, but he did the most heinous thing.
Thor, I need you to be consistent. I need you to be consistent, Thor. And listen to me, and I'm trying to plead with you, because you know what, I look at you as, Thor, and I'm glad you acknowledge that you've trained your children to use these things. You are the first line of defense from these crazy people coming out here and doing terrible things. Would you agree? Thor, hit unmute.
I'm talking to my wife.
Oh.
It's on my desk. I was talking to my wife. Go ahead.
You are, as the parent, you are the first line of defense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we agree on that. So I need you to understand that with that first line of defense, Thor. It does come. There is responsibilities.
Exactly.
That you as the parent need to make sure you're keeping in mind. If you train up a child to use that thing, you've trained them to be an unaliver.
I trained him to protect himself.
No, okay. However you want to frame it, but that's if you use the power for good.
Also,
Thor. If you use the power for good, you're using it to protect yourself. But but it's also a double-edged sword. It could also be used. Hold on. It could also be used to do evil.
Yes, of course.
Okay, and just keep that in mind. So that's why I'm telling you, as the parent, you are the first line of defense on that area with the pew-pewing. The second thing is this. If a father and their son are having a falling out over Donald Trump, what does that say?
That says that he has that says his father gave. Hold on. That says his father gave him a choice, and his choice, because this is a free world, he gave his son his choice to pick whatever he thought he wanted, and his choice was to pick the left and get the hatred and the anger on that side. I give my son life lessons. I tell him to love everyone, black, Asian, white, everyone, and I teach him to respect love and respect all life. Not just one life. Every life is important.
And Thor, look at this. I'm looking at the time, and honestly, bro, I'll say this, Thor. I would need to talk to your son directly at this point, because I personally am getting the sense that your head is so far up Donald Trump's butt that your son couldn't even come to you with real situations, and you would be able to genuinely understand where he's coming from and then do your job as the father. I believe you would totally dismiss him and try to say he's been radicalized as opposed to doing your job as a father. And this is, to me, where I believe the biggest failure in this country is currently happening, where you're raising these young men to do one thing, but when they come to you with issues that are affecting them emotionally, you're failing them, Thor. Do better. Thor. Do better. No.
Yes.
Stick to you.
You don't think the black
I'm
community
talking to you as a father. I'm talking to you as a father.
I'm a father too.
Okay.
You're a father.
So,
okay, good.
No, I'm not a father. I'm not a father, but I can see it. I can see it for what it is, though, Thor.
But you would not understand if you were not a father.
I have a father. I know what I was doing as a young man.
I have a father too, but
okay.
Anyway, I respect you. I don't want to get an argument with you.
No, but Thor, you know what? This was a necessary conversation, Thor, because honestly, I'm being serious. You are the first line of defense. And if your child, no, that's your kid first. That's your kid.
Community to take care of and grow people.
Thor, it's your kid.
And if we allow hatred to be in the community, it's going to be terrible.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to rate this conversation as poor. It's a poor conversation because I don't believe you're.
It's good. I love it.
You're not.
And
listening.
I had a great discussion with you.
Yeah. Well, listen, Thor, do me a favor and just please be a better father.
I will.
And listen. Can I
be a better? Be a
can
better
I say what I'm trying to say? Sheesh.
All right. Go ahead.
Be a better father to your child, and understand that they might not agree with you, but they go through emotions, and it's when you see them going through that and they come to you, please try to understand where they're coming from and don't minimize whatever their experiences are, and actually teach them how to process those emotions so that they understand, the accountability does rest with you at the end of the day. You don't get an excuse, all right, and say you could blame the left or the right. It's you. All right.
Yeah, and I will tell everyone, accountability is I would tell my son, you're accountable for your actions. If you want to go out and radicalize yourself with the triple K, or if you want to radicalize with the left, or radicalize with the angry right, then that's you. But that's not me. And you need to make that decision. And you're a grown man. And that's what I would say. I mean,
I think you got to do more work.
You can raise children.
Thor,
and then
I gotta go, Thor.
All right, man.
But I'm gonna just say what I need to say. That what you're saying right now, unfortunately, is not enough. You can't get away from your responsibilities. That's going to be your child the rest of your life.
It's not my responsibility. But the younger generation out there are so hateful.
Thor,
have you seen the videos?
I gotta go. Thor, I gotta go.
Have you seen the videos of the younger generation out there?
Thor,
I'm getting sucked out.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Right,
ladies
bye.
and gentlemen, it is what it is. Unfortunately, that's Thor. Ladies and gentlemen, he's not listening. Thor, I hope you do your job as a father and not provoke your children to wrath like the good book says. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Sometimes you ask yourself, why even try? Why even try? I'm sitting there trying to tell this man that, hey, listen, you got to check in with your kids. And minimizing their experiences and telling them to figure it out. Obviously, it's not working. You're the first line of defense. I don't understand why that's so difficult to get, Thor. All right? You don't got all the answers. You don't have it all figured out. I don't have it all figured out, but I understand what it looks like. And I've spoken to a lot of young men. They tell me stories about their fathers and how their fathers don't really listen to them, don't understand them. All right? And then you're going to sit up here and act like you don't have that responsibility. You work so hard to get them in. And you make them get born. You did all of that stuff to make them get born. You never stop being a parent. Even to this day, I'm 42 years old. My mom will tell me, I brought you in, I'll take you out. It never stops. There's never a day in my life where I could go and tell my mom, I'm the man. Listen to me. She'll never do it. My dad, they'll never do it because in their mind, I'm always their kid. And you know what? Even at this age, there is never a day where it's something I can't be taught by my parents. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here. Sorry I didn't get to bring others up. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. And I hope someone else goes live because this is an interesting conversation. I'm starting to think like we need to start talking about parenting all over again. I just can't believe he got up here and acted like he has no responsibility for the person he's raising. He's raised them to do very dangerous things. But when they become an adult, hey, you're on your own. Really? Really, a lot of harm probably could be prevented if fathers would actually do their job. And so with that being said, I want to give each and every single one of you a huge round of applause. All right, Lord have mercy. But I also got to, because this show is definitely entertaining, engaging, and definitely educational. I hope you enjoyed it. But the second part is I got to give one last round of booze and shame. And this goes to all the Zeus haters out there, and they know exactly to who they are. Want to blame me instead of doing what they should be doing. Do me a favor and go straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. We survived. I didn't get reported. Well, I got reported, but I didn't get taken down. Have a great rest of your morning. Let's go. You be safe. We all need to be safe. Where are the stickers? I don't. Let's go. Patrick, you stay off the rooftop. W Zena. Let's go! Let's go, let's go, let's go! Let's go! What a great show! Let's go! W Heaven! Because I'm telling the truth, but I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you. Let's go. Right. Let's go! Let's go. Yeah. Y'all better do y'all job as parents. Because apparently you ain't parents, and that's what I'm finding out. I see you. I see you, Don. All right, I gotta get out of here. Take care. Stay safe. I'll see you all tomorrow.